Hello, Libra placements, Libra rising, and Chiron transiting your 7th house. Okay. Welcome to Metanoia Tarot. My name is Brittany. Okay, what's going on? Okay, Chiron. Aries Chiron is retrograde until December 18th, 19th. And Chiron is an asteroid or comet. Why am I suddenly confused around what it is? It's called the Wounded Healer. Okay. Oh, and it indicates our deepest wound or something that needs healing in our lives. Okay. And I don't like to just look at Chiron as this thing that needs constant healing and poking at, I cannot see. I like to look at Chiron as the part of us that it does hurt, it does need our attention. Sorry, guys. It does need our attention, but it does need our attention, but also because we have so much experience with it, because it is something that we've had to put, it is something we live with. We kind of become like an expert in it, whether it's intentionally or just because, that's the hand that life dealt us. So for me, my Chiron's in Virgo. So I have been able to be there for people in a way that speaks to that placement in terms of like self-love or lack of self-love. And it is my gift, I believe. I believe our Chiron is not just, oh, this is the part where we're fucked up. It's like, no, this is the part where, because of your experience with this placement, you probably have more knowledge about it than anybody. And you can turn it into a gift, okay? So for Chiron, and that's just about the natal Chiron, okay? So I haven't talked about the natal placements of Chiron. I'm talking about Chiron transiting, our houses. And when Chiron transits, it triggers the themes of that house. And I don't think I've said this in any of the other videos, but wherever it's transiting for you, I could see how you could take your natal Chiron and possibly take that knowledge and that experience and apply it here, or kind of take the lessons you learn from that, or from that, or you have from that, and kind of apply it to the activations that are happening right now with this transit. Because chances are for some people, Chiron is transiting the same house that your natal Chiron is in. So, who knows? But we're talking to Libra risings, Libra placements, and if Chiron is transiting your 7th house. Okay, I'm going to make this quick because I'm in front of the window and it's hot in front of this window. It's unreal how hot it is in front of this window. You understand me? So for you guys, so the Chiron is also in Aries. So Aries, when you typically describe Aries is it's like we're almost 5 minutes in and I'm still going about this. Excuse me, I'm really just a little hard to myself today. Aries is typically described as bold, courageous, fearless. But Chiron in Aries would be the opposite. could be a little, you know, like, or fearful, you know, kind of plays a small role and kind of is not as assertive and things like that. So Chiron, Aries Chiron retrograde is challenging you to speak up when you didn't speak up, be assertive when you didn't, when you weren't assertive, finally speaking on the things that trigger your rage, or being an advocate for yourself, being fearless about things, especially as it concerns you. Like, this is how I want my life to look, this is how I want this to look, and this is I have to speak up for myself. I have to do something about it. I can't care if I look angry. It's about honoring your anger, because it's not a bad emotion. Like, it's honoring the parts of you that are more intense and not being afraid to go there. And also, for some of us, it's knowing when to dial it back and when not to do too much, and when it becomes harmful to yourself and others, okay? So, Libra risings, Libra placements, Chiron transiting 7th house. Your theme is the hunter, okay? The hunter asks, I have my notes. The hunter asks, what are you hunting and why? And are you using the right tools on this particular hunt? Or is this tool working against you, or working against the goal, right? Working against the mission of the hunt, okay? Because it's transiting your 7th house, if you may be hunting things that are related to relationships, old partnerships. What is it that you're on this journey and that you're looking for, right? So when Chiron is transiting your 7th house retrograde, you're going to be reflecting more so on the relationships in your life. You're probably hyper-focused on the relationships in your life and the people in your life, and not necessarily just the good parts, kind of just reflecting on the whole relationship as a whole. And the whole relationship as a whole, and you're probably way more sensitive to the people in your life, okay? Or perhaps you're thinking about the moments where they weren't sensitive to you, or they didn't give you any empathy, and you're thinking about how these relationships serve you and how they do not serve you, and how they have been harmful to you. You're also things from the past have probably come up, like your bad experiences with relationships are probably being triggered. And Chiron is asking that you not dwell on these things, but review and reflect and take what lessons that you learned from them, and ask yourself, is there something that you're still angry about? What are you still holding on to? What is something you still have resentment about, as it relates to these past relationships? Did someone hurt you and you never did the proper healing? Did someone betray you and you never got to say what you needed to say? You know, things like that. For some, it's bringing up, you may be more aware of your codependency, or not having your way, not getting who you want, you know, being left behind, or feeling like you're being left behind, or you've been left behind, that type of rejection, and feeling alone, you know. So a lot of relationship related things, and the cards that you got are the Queen of Cups in the reverse, which is pretty on brand, the 10 of Pentacles, and the 2 of Wands in the reverse. So the Queen of Pentacles talks about someone that's emotionally immature, talks about someone who's not taking care of themselves emotionally, talks about someone who does not It's not very trusting. And if we're talking about Chiron going through your 7th house, then that makes complete sense. You're kind of a scorned person. You're kind of someone who has been through a lot in terms of relationship and with people, and it has done a number on you emotionally. But with this in the reverse, that means you haven't done the work, or it may still be fresh, or there's still work for you to do. And it seems like with Chiron being in Aries, you may have to address some of the heavier, conflicting feelings. The feelings, we have these emotions sometimes that they feel chaotic, and we don't want to let them out because we don't know what it's going to look like. And sometimes we're afraid to be angry. Sometimes we're afraid to feel the rage. Feel it responsibly. Don't go out here wreaking havoc on people. But hell, scream in your house, scream into a pillow, punch a pillow. You know, write out those angry, nasty thoughts and words. Write them out. Don't say them to anybody. Write them out. Get it out. Cry. Scream. Say all the fucked up shit you wanted to say to not to them, because you don't want to create issues. If the shit happened a year ago and you're not even with the person anymore, or you know what I mean, like, don't like call them up and start going in on them. Like, just say that, get that shit out, get it out, just get it out for you. Get it out for you, okay? You may be really sensitive right now. This is someone that's a little sensitive. It's kind of hard to talk to this person right now, probably. You're probably aware that you're a little touchy-feely right now. And when I say touchy-feely, I mean like your emotions are kind of like raw. It's like, ooh, we're not touchy-feely is not the same. What I just tried to say, it's not even the same thing, but you get where I'm going with this, right? Your emotions are raw. You know, when you cut the nail, like when you break a nail down to like the nail bed, and you know how it feels, that's what your emotions feel like right now. Like, you're sensitive right now. And there's nothing wrong with being sensitive. But I feel like the sensitivity is something you should pay attention to. And you should focus on, okay, this is a trigger for me. Why is this a trigger for me? What does this do? What do I need to pay attention to right now? You know what I mean? You gotta kind of be in tune with yourself so you can figure this shit out. You can't make it about everybody else. You know what I mean? You can't just make it about everybody else. What role did you play in these relationships? Whether you're the person that stayed or you're the person that, did the dirt, or maybe it was both. Usually it's both. Sometimes it's not, because we have some pieces of shits out here who are pieces of shits. Okay? Alright, so I'm not talking about those specific type of relationships. I'm talking about where two people, both of them, they're not perfect, obviously. And y'all both fucked up. And you probably knew better, but you was there anyway. Tail is old as fucking time. And they knew that you knew better, but you stayed anyway, so they gonna take advantage of that, because they wanna. Why not be with the person who's gonna stay after they fuck up? Like, I don't need to. If you gonna stay after this, what improvement do I need to do? Like, just shit like that. And you probably have become very bitter. And this video is about to be hella long, and it's not gonna all fit on Instagram. So your video is probably gonna go on YouTube for the whole thing. Sorry, Libras, because I was just talking a little too much. But this whole thing may have turned you into someone that's very manipulative. That's also a possibility. But the thing about it is, you've dealt with so much disappointment, and it kind of makes it hard to make the proper decisions for yourself. Typical Libra, having a hard time deciding, right? Okay, you know, but this decision here is not, it shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be hard at all. This shouldn't be hard. Do you want to continue to feel like this? I don't think so. Sometimes I guess it feels better being stuck in your mind and convincing yourself that everything is happening to you versus how am I playing a part in my own suffering, right? I just saw this tweet and it was a bar, okay? What role do we play in our own shit? It's not just, oh, this is happening to me. My heart is just so big. Is it a boundary thing? Is it that you're making people pay for things they didn't do to you? Are you stuck here because it's easier to be stuck here? Do you genuinely need help, but you're not really doing anything about it? Do you need help that goes beyond talking to a friend? Do you need to talk to a professional? What steps do you need to make? Okay. Another 10 of Pentacles here. So this could be related to familial relationships. And it could be why it's so hard, because it's like, this is family. This is family. Yeah. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. So, what are you hunting? You have to clear up this emotional stuff so you can figure out what it is that you need. Because when we're emotionally imbalanced and we're emotionally backed up, it blocks our intuition. So it's like you don't know what to do. You can't tell what you need to do. If you're into this type of stuff, you could talk to your ancestors. Ask them for guidance. Give them a little something, a little coin. You know what I'm saying? What coin or something, a little, whatever they like. Whatever food or drink but make sure they got water. Make sure they got, you gotta do all 4 elements. You gotta do water, earth, fire, and air. Okay, so the guidance that you need for this will be based on your intuition and your gut. I believe that we always know what we need to do, because it seems like this pain that you're feeling, it goes beyond you, but you have to figure out what that means for you, because I feel like this is more than like, oh, I'm feeling my feelings, I gotta heal them. It's like you're about to go on a journey. There's something you're looking for that you have to look for, and you got to take the right tools, but you're not going to know what tools they are if you're allowing bitterness to guide you. But you know what? You have to let it guide you. You have to let it guide you so you can get to that point where, oh, now I could drop this bitterness off. I've let it dry. Okay, now I'm here. I'm at my destination. I don't need this bitterness on this part of the journey. Cool. Things like that. Feel your feelings. Allow them to drive you to the point they're supposed to drive you. Drop them off when you realize, oh, this is where they get out. Okay, bitch. Keep it the fuck moving. You need to clear up the emotional shit. So you can figure out what you need to do. But okay, this video is now 20 minutes and it's been too long. And love you guys. Thank you for watching.